until it goes. Hey!
Hey!
Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome to the Christmas special of. Yeah, wait. Go ahead, Emily.
Is it doing it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to tilt a little bit more because it's.
What if I go this way?
Yeah, now you can see. Yep.
Damn it!
And Wolf is just being festive on his own.
I'm not festive.
So who do I introduce first? American Werewolf. 13th Wolfman. Say hello.
Oh!
That's quite impressive. Much better than Sunday. And Emily.
Well, the thing is with Sundays with the shows over on the Dorkening is that on Sundays I'm way too early to be howling, and on Tuesday shows the howl gets shortened because Kevin's got the audio for like iTunes, so I've been shortening it so he doesn't have to cut out as much.
Oh, and Emily's here too. Emily from Emily's Adventures in
London.
My thing fell off.
Yeah, representing London for now.
Yes.
Yes. So, big hotbed topic in the land of killer flicks was the proclamation made by our Lord and Savior Jesus that it was a masterpiece, and it ended up being a, I don't know, like 40 comment deep discussion. A lot of varying opinions on Suspiria, which Wolf, you were telling us before we went up that it's one of your favorites, or you think very highly of it. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite movies. I look at it this way, like all of us as horror fans, we all have like our little specialties, our quirks that we like really get into, and mine is Italian horror.
Giallo film.
And so you got Mario Bava, Lamberto Bava, Dario Argento, who was the director of Suspiria, and I've always liked a lot of Dario's stuff. This film is amazing. I mean, usually horror films are dark and gloomy and muted colors. Not here. It's all bright reds,
all
bright
primary
blues.
colors. Yeah.
It's all right in your face.
Wouldn't you say that that's kind of the gimmick behind Suspiria? Like, if it wasn't so pretty, would it have that big an impact?
It has some interesting sound design. It is very overwhelming in terms of it's not even music, is it? It's just noise. I don't know. Wolf can explain it better, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I get what she's saying, but I don't know. I think the story's there. Some people say the story lacks, but I like it. The young lady, this is a ballerina, goes to a school in Germany, and their attitude is that we're not going to teach you ballet because you've been doing it your whole life. To improve on what you already know. And while she's there, these creepy things happen, just one after the other. I mean, I don't want to get too far into it because this is actually the first movie in the Three Sisters trilogy. Suspiria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears. And we find out that there's these three sisters that were all witches way back when, and they've all tried to control one part of the world. One is New York, one is Germany, and the other is, and I love it. I think it's one of those great films that I just can't go without.
Yeah, and it appears as if it's either people think strongly of it or not. And Emily, you're kind of the anomaly here. You're kind of shoulder shrug about it, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm somewhere in the middle. There's a lot I like about it. Sometimes, like I said, it can be a bit overwhelming, what we're hearing and seeing.
Which is a great thing in a horror film.
It is. It's very different in its way.
Yeah. Hello, Norville's Nightmares. Hello. Oh, Dino. Hey, Dino. He says he loves Suspiria. Not sure about the remake, but they should go for it, I guess. Hello, Movie Mania. Yeah, so they're remaking it, and a note I saw was they're going in the opposite direction. They're avoiding the color and all the gimmickiness of the original.
I guess you don't want it to be identical, because otherwise, what's the point? At the same time,
yeah, but I mean, it just sounds like, I mean, I've read from what I've read about the remake, it sounds like it sounds like the guy's like, hey, I got the rights to remake Suspiria. Now I'm going to do a cop out and just do. It's just going to be the name Suspiria. It's just going to be Suspiria in title alone, because from what I understand, you know, they took out the dance school.
Wait, what?
It's going to be in either New York or L.A.
Oh, so it's going to be Neon Demon.
I actually liked Neon Demon for what it was.
I watched. I was like 40 minutes in. I'm like, this is Suspiria. This is some distant cousin of Suspiria.
Spiritual really successor, I think, is the word.
Sure. Okay.
Dakota Johnson's going to be the.
Oh, right, in the new one, right?
The main lead, yeah. Which, no problem. I mean, I haven't really seen her in a whole lot, but from what I've seen her in, she can hold her own.
Wolf, have you seen the Japanese film titled House from 1977?
That movie is so weird.
Okay, so I recently got to Criterion. Emily's coming out here shortly, and I'm saving it, and I'm curious to see what both of us think of it, because I've heard some bizarre shit, and in connection to Suspiria, I've heard it's Suspiria before Suspiria was, but even like 5 yards further down the road as far as wacky.
Well, Kevin over on Wicked Horror Show, he has the perfect analogy for this movie, because he watched it, I think it was last year, and he said that if you like The Evil Dead, then you'll like
House.
Right. Because he says it's very obvious that Sam Raimi has seen that movie before he made Evil Dead.
Okay.
That's not good to say.
And
I mean, Evil Dead is set in a house.
Very good, Emily.
It's a weird movie. I've seen it quite a few times. I actually have it. I have it on a DV. I have it on the DVR to watch.
Wooden House.
And I just haven't watched it in a while. So.
In stereo. All right. So we kind of got a little off the topic of the episode, but we're close to Christmas.
It's fine.
Oh no, of course it's fine. Of course, just wanted to get into the hot. Is there anything else that's newsworthy that's happened recently?
They're doing a Spanish remake of Inside, or À l'intérieur, which is the
French movie.
Yeah, about fetal abduction and how horrifying that would be. So that could be interesting.
The Spanish are remaking the French film. Is that what you said?
Yes, they can do that.
Yeah. So it'll still be foreign language.
It will. You'd think, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Well, if I've learned anything from Raw, the French can do things quite.
Yep, they do extremist horror very well. From what I understand, the remake is going to be less gore-tastic, which could be interesting.
Okay.
When I first reviewed Inside, I had not been seeing very many horror movies, but I still thought that was the bloodiest thing I've ever seen. This was the queen of splatter movies, as far as I was concerned.
Did you do a video review?
No, it was on my blog.
Oh, who reads, Emily? Nobody reads.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she knows, but she doesn't anyway.
One dude from Hungary read it, I think. That was it.
What is the name of that blog, Emily?
Same name. Just have not posted on there in a year or so.
All right, well, for the folks that maybe want to check it out, how about you?
Nope.
Emily? What? No, we're saying no?
No, nobody reads.
That's a secret. Okay. Shh. Yeah, so that's exciting. I don't know. Wolf?
Well, you haven't seen the movie.
Right. Well, now I'm fired up about the idea of a French fetal horror.
It's always interesting to see someone else do a take on another movie. I mean, whether it's still in Europe or what, but you know.
Right.
I mean, because like she said, Inside it's not the bloodiest film I've ever seen, but it's man, it's up there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
wow.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty brutal.
And there's some stuff to horrify the dudes as well as the ladies, so that's good.
Yeah.
See, I never understood like the disdain towards remakes because the original still exists. I've told a lot of people that I really want. Well, first there was Gore Verbinski was supposed to remake Clue, and I was kind of fired up about that. And people were like, "Isn't Clue one of your favorite comedies?" I'm like, "Yes." It doesn't change the fact that the original Clue exists. It'd be interesting to see a different take on it. If it fails, it fails. You never watch it again.
I don't know if there's ever been a remake that soured the reputation of the original, except maybe the Lorax movie. Possibly. I don't know.
Ghostbusters really kind of soured a bunch of people a little bit for a bit.
I always hear people say that The Thing, the 1982 thing, is better than the original.
I've heard that a lot too.
You know, and so it sounds like a lot of people just don't really care for the original because the remake is so much better. So
same thing with The Fly.
Oh, good point.
I guess.
Yeah, I would say same thing.
Right, exactly, and that's where the benefit of remakes is, because sometimes you'll get. Listen, I know sometimes it sucks, but sometimes you'll get something either okay or even incredible.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see the remake of The Fly. They're doing one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be interesting.
I love the cast of Clue, but they could do some stuff better, I think. Yeah, I don't know how you could outperform that entire cast from the '85 Clue, but there's places to go. What's up, everyone? What's up, Patrick?
Yo.
Gore Verbinski, man. Now that you say that, I'm just like, Clue is an amazing film. I agree with you on that. I saw it in the theater when it came out, and all three versions in 3 different theaters.
Oh,
you saw all endings in theaters?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You had to spend a lot of money to do that then.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was you would go to the theater and they would have to put up there on what ending was going to be playing.
That's cool.
So if you wanted to see ending A, ending B, or ending C, you just say, okay, I'm going to go to this theater and see ending B because I've already seen.
Did people think that the DVDs wouldn't go with all 3 endings, or?
DVDs? The thing, it's like when the VHS came out, they did what they do now.
Yeah, of course not DVDs.
Hold on, 7 days. Oh, brother. So Wolf's got a call. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but I can't hear anything.
So what I was wondering is if audience thought this was some kind of experiment, or they were going to use, box office figures to, okay, well, this is the ending people like. Right. So it was sort of like a gag of sorts, because people would be like, oh, so I saw Clue. And then they would talk to somebody else, and they'd be like, "No, that's not how it ended. This is how it ended." So it was like kind of like a prank that they played on the people that saw the different versions. Well, that's even better.
Right. This is prehistoric. This is before DVDs. I don't even think VHS was incredibly popular. Like, this is at a time when
what came before VHS? Anything?
Beta.
Cassette tapes.
But before that, you had to if you wanted it in your house, you had to buy a film reel. There wasn't home video before beta VHS. It was you hoped that HBO showed it. All right, no, I don't even think HBO was around that long. You just had to pray that it was back in the theater or on television.
See, I didn't think about when VHS was introduced. What year would that have been?
VHS was actually introduced in the early 70s, but the only people that could really afford it were like Sammy Davis Jr. and the people that had money. It hit the homes about 1979.
Okay.
Around the same time Betamax and CDEs did.
Oh, CDEs.
Interesting.
Jesus.
Yeah. CDEs, you don't remember CDEs? They came in they looked like they're the size of a record.
Yeah.
An LP.
Like Laserdisc.
And you put it. No, it's not a Laserdisc.
I said like a Laserdisc.
It was actually, like a Laserdisc. But you put the whole plastic cartridge into the CDE player, and it would then extract it, the media from the giant casing, and it would play. It was like a giant record. You know, and they didn't last that long, but you could still find them out there. Betamax was around from like late. We had a Betamax player.
Okay.
And so I was really hoping that they'd win the war because they had a better picture than VHS.
Oh, right. They had a couple extra lines of resolution, didn't they?
It was smaller by about a third, and it had a better picture than VHS for some reason.
Yeah, I liked HD DVD better than Blu-ray, and well, we're watching.
I think it depends on the movie. I think it really depends on the movie, because when I first got my Blu-ray player, I was like, okay, I bought a bunch of movies that I like. The Lost Boys and Dead were like two of the first movies I ever bought. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to buy a big movie, one of these movies that shows off the Blu-ray experience. So I bought The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Interesting choice.
You know, and I just wanted to see. I mean, I'm not really into the Harry Potter thing, and there's like a lot of big movies that I want to make sure was more at the time. It was more of a modern film that really.
Do you have a home theater, Wolf?
Huh?
Do you have a home theater? Do you have any speakers set up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Terminator 2 is quite a experience on Blu-ray. The full experience. Titanic.
The surround sound.
Quite an experience. I'm trying to think as far. Titanic wasn't. I'm trying to think of early releases.
See, the first time I watched a DVD, it was kind of a revelation in our house because we'd been on VHS for so long. But the first movie we watched was actually Miss Congeniality. My mother kept pausing, like, look at Sandra Bullock's face. It isn't doing this at all. I feel like we could have chosen a better.
Right.
No, one of the first DVDs I ever saw, it was a Schwarzenegger film, and they did a close up on him, and it's like you could see all the wrinkles, you know, all the, not wrinkles so much, but just like the texture of the skin, and just I'm like, wow, you couldn't see that on a VHS. You know, it was just kind of like
started to panic around this time. Shit, they're gonna see our faces.
Well, yeah, no. Once they switched over to HD TV, a bunch of news anchors were like, "Well, we get so much makeup, so now what?"
I'm gonna look a lot older, and a lot clownier than
like we're gonna have to do something because I'm not paying my plastic surgeon again. Patrick Holmes, very good point. 300 is an excellent Blu-ray. That was a pretty early release. So Christmas. Let's try to avoid. Try to avoid Miracle on 34th Street and the like, but well, if you don't have to avoid it, but I mean that literally is on every year, all day, isn't it?
No, that's Christmas Story.
Which is the one with Mara Wilson and she pulls the dollar bill on the judge, but she's not bribing him, it turns out.
I don't know.
She's trying to prove the existence of Santa Claus by outlining "In God We Trust" on the dollar bill, and he's like, "Oh, fair enough."
Okay, that's the Richard Attenborough remake of Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, okay.
Ew, Emily. Ew.
It was on TV. That's my only excuse.
No, I know.
Actually, the only, I mean, I love Miracle on 34th Street, the original with Natalie Wood. I can't stand that little girl in the remake.
Mara Wilson.
Yeah. And the only good thing that movie had going for it is the fact that Richard Attenborough played Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's a good choice for it, I guess.
I watched Bad Santa yesterday, so I felt like I set a tone. Bad Santa, have we all seen that?
Once, a long time when it first came out.
It hasn't. All right, yeah, it kind of see, it's themed. It kind of falls into the Die Hard category of movies that they happen around Christmas, but the the message.
It's not in the same camp as Elf, or
right. The message isn't quite as Christmassy. Like the ref, as overt and inappropriate as it is, the message is still there.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Lethal Weapon. You know, it takes place on It takes place around Christmas time, but they're not really. You know.
I see.
So you've seen The Ref, Wolf?
I know that's that Dennis Leary movie. I'll be honest, I don't remember if I've seen it or not. I mean, it might be one of those movies that slip by.
Yeah, there's quite. Here's how you know a movie's good when you watch it again, and there's a bunch of bit characters that are now huge, like Christine Baranski's in a side role. B.D. Wong's in it in a side role.
Oh, wow.
J.K. Simmons has a 3-line part. Pussy from Sopranos is in it. Kevin Spacey is, a precursor to his American Beauty role. Dennis Leary was the star of the movie, and he's probably the least known name now.
But honestly, it's like Kevin Spacey, prior to his American Beauty, I mean, you could say 7, Well,
no, what I mean is Kevin Spacey's character in The Ref is very similar to Kevin Spacey's character in American Beauty. There's this.
Then I haven't seen it. When you're describing the cast of it, I know I haven't seen it now.
Yeah,
he's quite good at playing dry, snarky type characters.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, even in that fucking 9 Lives movie, he pulls it off as the voice of a cat. It's the same character.
Well, I'm guessing that there's some reality mixed in.
I don't know if he's a nice guy in interviews or. Well, I wouldn't know.
Depends on who the interviewee is, I guess. The interviewer.
Sure.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ref fun, R-rated, certainly very heavily R-rated. If you have a dysfunctional family, there's a lot that's relatable in that movie.
Yeah. Normally I can't stand
quite a few.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Emily.
Go ahead, Emily.
I was going to say normally I can't stand movies where people are yelling at each other all the time, but constantly arguing. But this one really makes it work.
How do you feel about? Oh, fuck! I had it at the tip of my head. Come on, the other Kevin Spacey movie that used to it was a play. Wolf, help me out.
The other Kevin Spacey movie that was a play.
Alec Baldwin, Al Pacino, Alan Arkin. Glengarry Glen Ross.
No.
Glengarry.
How do you feel about that, Emily? Have you seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
No, I have the DVD in my possession. I've been meaning to watch it.
Well,
always liked Alec Baldwin's speech.
It's funny that you know that, but all right. You know the important part of that movie. Yeah, a lot of arguing. Thank you, Movie Mania. Damn it, the delay. Yes, Glengarry Glen Ross.
I don't know if that one scene on its own is representative of the movie, really. I don't think the character even shows up again, does he?
Who, what? Alec Baldwin? No.
Yeah.
He's just kind of the third prize is you're fired. Daniel Hammond, what's going on? Matthew says, I'm kind of like Emily, where I'm not always great with movies where everyone is yelling at each other all the time. LOL. Yeah, well, I mean, 12 Angry Men is literally...
That's different.
Why is that different?
Well, that is different.
It's not bickering. It's more like, I don't know, debate. I mean, the man's life is on the line, kind of. It's not like the beginning of Krampus, say, where it's just the family. It's different. It really. Well, I don't know how to.
Krampus is different. That's a good segue, by the way, Emily. Krampus is a bit different than the ref too. The ref, like, usually the people that are bitching are in the wrong, and then there's this kind of like, putting them in their place moment that happens a number of times, whether it be done comedically or with I think they're always done comedically. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, there's mean spirited, and then there's just a debate, like what Emily was saying about 12 Angry Men. I agree with her on that. It's, you know, that whole thing is a debate. It's like one guy holds out, and then his whole journey is he wants to keep his conscience
clear.
Clear, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've only seen the original 12 Angry Men. I think they've remade it. I haven't seen that version.
The television, the one with the 1997 version with Jack Lemmon isn't that bad. Well, listen, the original's incredible.
The original, yeah.
The original's a better one, but the TV one isn't that bad.
Okay.
No, when I said, "Oh wow," I was just trying to think if I've seen that one. Because I know
I do like Jack Lemmon.
I own the original, so.
Jack Lemmon's the guy who has the knife.
Cool. That was my favorite part of that movie, where he just pulls one out. Boom.
Krampus. So you didn't like the bickering in the beginning, but I think that's done to set up
the tone,
right? Sure. Just who we're rooting for and why and what the comeuppance, I guess, maybe.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it just felt very Sandler movie-ish, like bad Sandler. Later, Sandler.
Emily.
It did. It was
Emily. Slow down with that accusation. I think it was done purposely. So.
I'm sure everything Adam Sandler does is on purpose.
Yeah. So am I.
Yeah, but
I mean.
I mean, 8 Crazy Nights was animated painstakingly. That had to have been on purpose. No, I want the reindeer to eat shit. That was definitely.
Yeah, but Krampus, you're putting Krampus in the same league as stuff as Ridiculous Six and Jack and Jill.
The beginning, I mean, it improves. I'm just saying the whole. Bickering in movies is hard to get right, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, the rest of the film, how do you guys feel about? Well, the film overall, how do you guys feel about it?
I like it.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's got actually, Krampus was one of those things I'd never heard of until the movie started to come out.
Yeah,
I had never heard of Evil Santa or Santa's Evil Brother or whatever the hell this version of the story is.
And there's a bunch of bootleggy versions.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see like 3 versions of Krampus versus Santa Claus and crap like that at Walmart, and you're like, whoa.
I've not seen that version.
Krampus Unleashed. Krampus.
Yeah, the bootleggy version I saw a few days ago takes place in the desert.
Yeah, very Christmassy, like you do.
Well, the original Christmas took place in the desert.
Good point, Wolf.
There's a bunch of cowboys digging up this chest with a stone in it that will summon Krampus because St. Nicholas once upon a time buried a stone. It was very hard to follow, surprisingly. Just aesthetically, it's very, very strange that they would choose to put it the way they did.
Yeah, see, Wolf, every time I'm on an interview with you guys over in the Dorkening, I really get tempted to ask these independent filmmakers what is the most important thing to them, because whenever I kind of did that this last time. Like,
you did a really good job on Sunday.
What's that?
You did a good job on Sunday.
Asking questions?
The questions you came up with, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, so you called me up.
Well, I honestly say that because I have a set of questions that are in my head. I know Kevin thinks a completely different way than I do. So every now and then he'll come up with like this really cool question. I'm like, I would have never thought of that. And the same thing you did. You came up with these questions that that's not my mindset. That's not where I go when I'm trying to think of questions to ask these people. So you did.
In the defense of spontaneity, they said that they had to shoot that film in a day, and I was like, whoa. And as somebody who's tried to make film, I immediately thought, oh shit, one day, how do you plan out that with, because you're not going to nail every take. There's times where you're spending an hour on one little 2-minute part. So I start to think about, well, what do you do? Like, what's the most important part? You sacrifice things when time's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So when referencing this Krampus train wreck, Unleashed, Krampus Unleashed, is that what it's called?
I think it was. Yeah. It wasn't Krampus the Reckoning, was it? That was the.
I don't know.
The one that came before.
Krampus, the one in the desert. There's a bunch of actors, and I guess that's for the sake of killing people off. And it's like, it's just so messy. And whereas something like Ice Cream Truck, I feel like it's too spacey. And I'm just curious, like, I'm wondering if time or
if this movie stole its actors from that one.
No, like the I wouldn't say the actors were the problem in Ice Cream Truck. It felt like they spread things too much, where Krampus Unleashed felt like it was just, all right, we're gonna do this, and there's no sort of sense of anything. And I really feel like budget plays into all of it. Like, if somebody had the right time and said, you know what, let me do this my way, money's not a problem. Well, I guess, somebody who did that made The Room, so maybe maybe my argument falls upon itself.
I don't know, man. I mean, it when it comes down to it, it just, I think a lot of times, I mean, the movie you guys are describing sounds.
Krampus Unleashed. I'm surprised you guys haven't interviewed the creators of Krampus Unleashed.
Oh, don't give Leo any ideas, man.
I want to be in on that one because I want to ask them some questions. Oh, there's.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, like why New Mexico? Why so many people?
I mean, I guess in some ways I can. The one thing that is a problem with today's horror.
The one thing.
And this is just the one thing.
Narrow it down.
Technology. In film, the one problem you've always got to. That's why there's a big influx right now of everyone setting their movies in the 1980s, because cell phones and the internet didn't exist.
Yeah.
They're trying to eliminate that. Oh well, just a second.
Yeah.
I'll
Except
get on my
for
phone
Japan,
and
where
find out,
internet ghosts are everywhere. I guess they've always done things back.
Different, yeah. They have a whole different way of doing things, but and so you got Krampus Unleashed, and it's like, hey, they said in New Mexico, according to you, and it's a bunch of cowboys. It's like, well, we're doing that to get away from technology. We're just not even. They're trying to eliminate cars, man, because if they get into a car, then they can drive away from Krampus.
Yeah, but there's this thing like there's a rock that possesses or what something. There's a rock.
Explain Friday the 13th Part 9 to me, okay?
No, nope.
That was made for a major corporation and put in the theaters. So.
Yeah, and Adam Marcus, the director, is a member of Killer Flicks and Club Voorhees, and I'm really curious. Like, it's hard to genuinely throw out an interview invitation because I don't like Jason Goes to Hell. I'd be asking some pretty difficult question. Yeah, well, not mean, just like, what were you thinking? Like please tell me that you were like, I want to do this, and Paramount said this, and
please tell me you took 3 hits of acid and then said, let's make a movie.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to defend some things, and something, some people that there's the opposite end of the conversation where people say, just do, at least you're making your movie, which I can't fault that argument because I never finished the stuff I wanted to do. So
Jason is a slug that inherits people, and because you can only see that he's Jason when you look into the mirror.
But then suddenly you need a special weapon to kill him, and only a relative
can kill a Voorhees.
Yeah, because we've waited 9
He has a
movies for
sister.
that.
No one.
Did he go to some kind of conjure man in between movies and was...
The problem is he was a little baby before that 9th movie. He got toxic sludged back to his original drowning in the water. No. Friday the 13th from like the end of 7 on is just like, here you go. You want continuity? Just go fuck yourself. Just go fuck yourself.
I like parts 1 through 7.
Yes.
I don't mind the eating of 7. I know a lot of people find it as a cop out, or whatnot, but the title itself said everything. New blood. Dude, 8 through 10.
8 through. Daniel Hammond says the original Black Christmas is a favorite of mine too. Good segue, Daniel. Thank you for putting this back on the tracks.
We're going to skip over the original Crampo entirely.
Well, we could bring it back.
Sure.
But Black Christmas.
Also good.
Great movie.
Some people consider that like the original slash.
Some people,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if Psycho counts as a stalk and slash movie.
Good point. Oh, someone's always got to bring that fucking Hitchcock up. Oh.
I don't think it. No, not really. He doesn't stalk exactly.
Well,
if you're gonna bring up
the people thing.
If you're gonna bring up Psycho, then you got to bring up the British movie Peeping Tom, which came out just a few months before Psycho.
And if you bring that up, then you got to bring up the 1930. No. All right, so Black Christmas.
No,
with Olivia Hussey,
Black Christmas,
Juliet herself. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Some people consider it the original slasher. I'm kind of like on the fence between that and Bay of Blood. They both came out around the same time, but one's an Italian film, and then we got Bob Clark's masterpiece, Black Christmas. Same guy that gave us A Christmas Story and Porky's.
Oh wow, really?
See, the one thing that kind of rustles my feathers about Black Christmas is the Carol Kane movie. Wolf, help me out. When a Stranger Calls got a lot of credit for that. Have you checked the children? That's kind of a complete ripoff of what happens in Black Christmas.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you mean? The calls are coming from the calls.
No. I know what you're saying about the calls coming from inside, but I guess I never thought of it that way. To be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe
I love the Carol Kane movie, and I love Black Christmas.
The whole movie.
Actually, yeah.
That Carol Kane movie falls apart after that first act, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
I know a lot of people say that. A lot of people go, well, after the first 20 minutes, it's crap. It's like after the first 20 minutes, it's no longer a horror movie.
Yeah, right.
It's more of a crime drama.
What, Black Christmas?
Someone in the house. No, what is it? Wolf.
What?
Have you checked the children? Someone in the house. When a Stranger Calls.
When a Stranger Calls.
Yeah, someone in the house.
There's someone in the house.
Generic thriller title.
Run, you of hell.
Well, there were those movies in the mid 70s that had the very generic titles. Don't look in the basement.
R.L. Stein books, basically. Phone. Yeah.
I think I forgot something in the dark hallway. No. Where's Agnes? Says Patrick. Agnes. That's Black Christmas, isn't it?
Yep. They had a good tagline too. I have to give them credit for that. If your skin doesn't crawl, it's on too tight thing. That's become pretty. What?
Yeah. No, I said ooh.
Yes.
I didn't know the tagline. One of the more interesting. Again, this is what 1974. Wolf?
Yes.
73.
Emily? Damn it. Yeah. One of those two, yes.
It came out the year before Texas Chainsaw.
73. Okay. really innovative kill when they use the
eye sculpture. No,
yes,
not the glass sculpture. Yes,
yeah, right,
the unicorn thing.
And they kind of time it with the
caroling.
Yes. I'm playing $25,000 Pyramid in English. Something Janet Jackson might say.
My boo.
I can't think of anything Janet Jackson might say except, "Oh no, my tit fell out."
Yeah,
that's why I said that's my boo. You know.
So is Black Christmas underrated? Like, I think
so.
I feel like not enough people know about it.
I think more people know about it. I just don't think anyone really talks about it. Because when you actually hear people say, "Well, the number one, the first real slasher film," every time I always hear it's Halloween.
Yeah,
and I'm like, just a second. You just eliminated 2 movies, TCM and Black Christmas, and also Bay of Blood. You know. Yeah, it's like Psycho. But no, I mean, you eliminated all these movies from years before. It's kind of weird. So I think they know about it. I think a lot of people think of the crappy remake.
Right, and that's really unfortunate.
I think this is the one time that the remake actually probably does turn people off to the original.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The one thing I'll give, like, modern day thinking is Black Christmas, the original, moves a bit slowly for horror standards by
no bet, yeah.
By today's, not even today, like it's a bit slow in comparison to Halloween even.
I guess.
And how it's not like
Halloween.
A
big chunk of the plot is just, oh, I'm pregnant, but I don't want to give it up. Give it up for abortion. I don't want to. Sorry.
That was okay. That was the female.
A lot of it's just relationship drama and the house mother walking around doing this and.
Yeah. So perhaps that could be another turnoff as to why modern audiences aren't really going gaga for it, or
it's a little more mean-spirited.
I don't mind that. Which is strange because I don't mind watching Black Christmas. I prefer the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake over the original for similar reasons. I feel like it. I don't know. I don't like that gritty look.
Sure.
I mean, I get it. It's on purpose, but
right. Well, it's on purpose.
The same with The Hills Have Eyes.
Yes. I prefer the remake.
And I'll even go as far as saying I like the remake of The Hills Have Eyes because the original is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I really think they did a great job with remaking that. You know, adding that little extra nuance to the fact that this is the place where they tested the A-bombs back when. I thought that was like one of the coolest things ever. It's like they're standing in this giant pit, and you realize these are where all the bombs landed.
Yeah, it was a nice little. That was shortly after Wrong Turn came out, and Wrong Turn had a nice little explanation as to their Deliverance meets
Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes. It was kind of like a hybrid, and it was a fun little explanation. So it was a unique time for monster movies. I don't know what the fuck. Deformity.
I mean. Cabin Fever really reignited everything.
Well, horror as a whole was just kind of.
It was stagnant.
It didn't know what it was doing. There was the slasher genre was kind of done, and
they played out the whole Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, urban legend thing. You know, where they weren't really slashers anymore; they were murder mysteries.
And then Valentine.
It's like who's killing everybody? Well, you know, it's Stu and Billy, and it's blah blah blah, and it's if you haven't seen Scream and like since 1990, it's like I really don't care.
No
but slashers became murder mystery movies. It's like who's doing it, and
Well, they kind of were that, but like it was.
No, they weren't. I mean, because when you think about it, seriously, think Freddy Krueger. We know who Freddy Krueger is. There's no who's
sure,
killing
it went
the kids.
back
It's
to
Freddy
we
Krueger.
didn't know who was doing the slashing, which I guess was the case in Black Christmas too. But
Michael Myers. We knew who Michael Myers was. We know who Freddy Krueger is. We know who Harry Warden is.
Lee drops in and says the original Black Christmas is fucking amazing, you asshole. I didn't say it wasn't amazing. Lee, actually, I was saying it. Wait, I didn't say it wasn't. I said Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I said they're similarly slow, but I prefer. I don't mind watching Black Christmas. For some reason, I don't. If I have to, I'll watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Black Christmas remake, I don't think I've fully completed. But
that's it, Lee. Hide behind the keyboard.
Keyboard warrior. Black Christmas. Lee, if you're just joining us, I was saying that I think it gets an unfair rap because of the pacing.
That's true.
But I agree, Lee. It's fucking amazing. Now lick me where I pee.
Whoa, that's something I've never heard before.
Oh, sorry. We have a little problems
for a few reasons. What you brought up is kind of interesting, Wolf, because I saw a video the other day that claimed that Disney villains are kind of dead and they're now more into the twist villain type thing. And I wonder if it's a similar kind of trend. I mean, in this age of terror, who knows who's killing anybody? But
well, wait. So hold on, Black Christmas for a second. Who's? Do we ever really?
In the original, we never find out who Billy actually is.
Right.
Yeah. In the remake, he turns up, and there's kind of the link that Agnes. Oh, she was a real person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did we never get a sequel to? Maybe that question's answered with the fact that not many people saw it, but.
I think Bob Clark just wanted to try and do something different, and he did it and then moved on, because when you look at what he put out after that, he didn't stay in the horror genre. He did Porky's, like I said, sex comedy in the early 80s, and then A Christmas Story, which was just kind of a dreadful, awful, movie.
You'll poke your eye out. Have there been very many horror movies where they don't tell you who the killer is?
Not many.
Every Scooby-Doo episode I saw, they showed us who the killer was. So.
Old Man Smithers. Yeah.
Old Man Smithers.
Yeah, if there's a gripe I have with Black Christmas, it's the not really giving us
the conclusion.
Yeah.
It had the red herring in there, but once he was discounted, I think that was the end of the movie. That you think because the boyfriend's dead that Billy's gone, but then you hear the phone ringing. So maybe it's its own twist that we're never going to know who Billy is.
But then Billy shows up in Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Does he?
Which I have not seen. Emily, you have not seen?
No, I'm saving myself or something.
I ordered the Scream Factory and it's not here yet. Wolf, give us a rundown of Silent Night, Deadly Night without ruining it. I mean,
not a whole lot. I mean, Billy, who as a kid winds up in an orphanage. The orphanage run by the meanest, most vile nuns ever. It's always like, I mean, it's like, Billy, you must do this, and you got to watch your brother, and if you don't, they stay whack him with canes and shit.
Sympathetic, not bad guy.
He runs away one day, and Billy becomes, he gets a Santa Claus suit and, loses what few marbles left that he has, and just starts a little rampage.
Garbage Day's the sequel, Patrick. I know that. That much I know.
I saw it in the theater in '84. one of this movie was actually in the theater for like all of.
And it got banned, right? You were telling me the story.
Yeah, bunch of PTA mothers didn't like the fact that Santa Claus had an axe and it was going down a chimney. That was the poster. And
remember when that was a big deal? Just that.
That was it. That was the big deal. I mean, they could have come up with any other poster, and this movie would have stayed in the theaters.
They banned
it because Santa Claus is.
Go ahead.
Because Santa Claus has come down the chimney with an axe. That's it. They picketed it. They made sure that happy, But before that, this isn't the first time. In 1984, this was not the first time that Christmas had been a subject of a horror film. Black Christmas.
Right, 10 years.
Don't Open Until Christmas. Don't Open Till Christmas. Silent Night, Bloody Night was another one.
Well, Gremlins was kind of fucking.
Yes,
but it's not a horror movie.
Yeah, but it's not. It's certainly not.
It's a Wonderful Life, existential horror. Not really though.
Yeah.
Lee says I thought it was you that didn't give me the conclusion. You would, Lee. You would. Who needs answer?
But then again, but then again, Lee likes Halloween 4. So what's that say?
Dude, the one thing I try to pride myself on is figuring people out as far as like their taste is concerned. Lee, I can't. I literally, I could blind myself and throw a dart, and that's probably a better idea of what Lee's going to think of something than what he actually. Because I don't know. Lee's taste is so vast and contradictory at times. Lee, Lee, if you got a minute, get in
here. That's why that's what I was saying. It's like, hide behind that keyboard, Lee. It's like, no, it's funny. It's like you said something on Sunday's show. It's like you were talking about Citizen Kane, and I go, Citizen Kane doesn't even live up to its own myth.
Oh.
And you're like, don't you like anything? It's like the reason I made that comment. Everybody seems to love this movie so much that I don't think it actually holds up to the mythos. I think it's a good movie. I think Orson Welles did a good job pissing off Hearst.
Right. The thing about Citizen Kane is without Citizen Kane, like I think 50% of cinema as we know it doesn't exist, because it may not be a good story as far as you're concerned, but the innovations that were done as far as filmmaking in that movie it was the first time they showed a ceiling in film. Like they didn't think to show ceilings in movies. Like so silly. Some of the things that like
Psycho is the first time a toilet's ever been seen on screen.
Yep.
Sorry, I just saw the chat.
What's the matter? Die Hard is white. What are you laughing at, Emily? I don't know what you're laughing at.
Lee loved Ice Cream Truck.
Yeah, he definitely did. One of the 6 people that gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. 4 stars liked it?
It wasn't, dude. We've had this talk. I know you didn't really care for the movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean,
for what it was. See?
Are you counting to 10 in your head?
see. Now we definitely need Lee in here, so I could have a double team on me.
Yeah, Lee, please join us.
Again, I'll attribute it to budget. If they had a $10 million budget, I'd like to know what film they make, because there's some choices. Again, shots. If you're pressed for time, you can't go, all right, let's try from this angle, let's try from that angle, because you just don't have the time. You don't have the time, you don't have the money, you can't mess around. There are shots in Ice Cream Truck where it's like, could you just get a different angle, please? Because we're looking at nothing. He's going to join us. All right, Lee. All right. So quickly, talk about Krampus while I get Lee the
Krampus, right. I thought it was going to be very disappointing. In the vein
2015 version.
Yes.
The real Krampus.
Yeah, yes, the real Krampus movie.
Not the bootleg one.
Oh, I knew this was going to be disappointing.
Well,
I thought it was going to be, oh, there's a monster creeping around, and the kids trying to tell everybody, and they're going to be like, don't be silly, Krampus doesn't exist, and then everyone gets eviscerated. But it wasn't. It was surprisingly fleshed out, and the family became tolerable once you got to know them.
Mm-hmm.
There was an animated portion. I think it was CGI rather than stop motion, as I said in my review, but still very
really?
good. Yeah.
Is that a fact? Are you 100% sure of that? Because it looked very stop motion-y.
Yeah, it did. But no, I think on a closer look, it is CGI.
That's disappointing.
But still, stylistically very interesting. They did actually put effort in. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty movie. It's quite I don't know, a word for festive. Festive, idiot. Fucking
also,
idiot.
the creatures, of which there were many, worked very well. Kind of an Evil Dead thing going on. Almost.
Yeah. Yes.
You're funny.
Very good sound. Well, that's how you knew he was coming.
Yeah, that's why I said you're funny.
Very good sound design.
I liked the grandmother in the movie.
Yeah.
The one that, was like the only one that believed in Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that one of the cool aesthetics of the movie was the fact
selective
that
English was a little odd, though, if you're asking me.
A little bit, but, for plot reasons.
But I also thought that was one of the cool things, is the fact that the grandmother was from Sweden.
Austria, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hitler.
Was it Austria?
Yeah, they speak in German, but I think she's Austrian.
Deutsch.
She's there making Linzer cookies and other, seasonal pastries, etc. I love the look she gives people sometimes, like, you don't want my cookies? Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be one of those families that grew up with a family that was like, you had to learn a little bit of a language to talk to like an ancestor or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like one of the cool things. The father spoke, spoke German perfectly, but the kids they didn't speak it perfectly, but they understood grandma, just enough.
I noticed that.
I thought that was,
in a lot of houses that are bi or multilingual, there's a lot of speaking one's own language, but because you understand the other, it's like second
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to speak Igpe Attenley in front of my grandmother just to tell
secrets. Does she speak it?
I don't know. I hope not. All right, so I sent the link to Lee. Who knows what? Cody's in the chat too. Cody says, "Amen." The fucking cinematography is a test of patience. I think that's a reference to Ice Cream Truck. That's a a test of patience is quite an understatement.
Are we talking about that delay again?
Yeah, no. So for those of you in the chat, there's a solid 30-second delay on my channel for CP reasons. So when you type something, just be aware that it takes at least 30 seconds for us to see it.
I forget that all the time.
Wait. 30 seconds for us to reference it because the video is on a delay. The chat is on the delay.
So it's like a minute behind.
Yeah.
I'm always forgetting that and putting things in the chat like "me too" and forgetting that by that time nobody's going to know what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah. That we'll call that the Patrick Holmes syndrome. Patrick Holmes. I don't know. You might even be on a delay. Yes, hello, Patrick. We love you. Patrick will say, "Yeah," and it's just like, "What? What are we yatting to?" But
when you were on Scream Stream all the time, it's like I would pop in and I'd leave these like long paragraphs, of something you guys talked about, a minute or two ago, and it's like, 13th Wolfman is talking about this, which we passed that subject, like
Yeah, it's hard because you want to be fast and timely, but at the same time, like it's just you've also got to let us know what you're talking about. Don't forget the Gingerbread Man, Daniel Hammond.
Oh, from Krampus. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Oh yeah, they were awesome. They were awesome. I thought the teddy bear.
What was the thing with the porcelain face, the jester looking?
The thing with the jaw that opens up and.
Yeah. That was creepy.
And a big, long, snaky tail. All the creatures were awesome. The teddy bear was scary as fuck. The angel was kind of
Yeah, that was horrifying.
A lot of the creatures reminded me, and I don't know if this was on purpose or whatever, but I thought of a lot of the creatures that made me think of like full moon movies, like Puppet Master.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I wondered if that was, you know, our Ginger Dead Man or something like that. I wonder if that was intentional to give us a little, you know, hey, this is kind of like the influence I got or whatever. But that's the thing that I thought.
I was amazed there were so many of them. I think, along with the elves, there ends up being 14 or 15 creatures altogether, and they all have names in the credits, which you can look up if you wish.
It's amazing.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say. It seems like in the 2000s, there are a lot more Christmas horror movies.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 that got pumped out like in the last couple of weeks. You guys interviewed the creators of Elf, which has had less than fair reviews. Somebody just Pumpkinhead Jason Hamilton said Red Christmas, which is on Netflix right now. Cody just referenced Better Watch Out, which just got released, I think, on home media and or Netflix.
Oh wow,
that's 3 right there.
And you got All Through the House, the Todd Nunes, Ashley Mary Nunes movie from a few years back. Rare Imports, where it is a Swedish film, I believe, where they hunt down Santa Claus.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, Rare Imports or Rare Exports. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. But,
I'm looking forward to the future when people are just mining other mythoses and legends. Okay, what's creepy that we can put in our film? Tea kettlers, sphinxes, anything at all. Once we've run out of creatures.
Jason tells you that it was a Jack in the Box, Emily.
Oh, a pretty enormous one.
The porcelain thing. The erosion of American traditionalism, says Caustic 85. Lulz. Yeah.
That's the name of the documentary right there about all the Christmas movies in the 2000s, the erosion of American traditionalism.
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, Emily kind of scoffed on it, but at least the opening 5 minutes of Krampus is kind of a sarcastic, cynical look at what Christmas has become.
Right.
And
it's just the opposite of like it's a
right. Which that opening should have been in one of the Thanksgiving movies we watched, but that's neither here nor there. Red Christmas. Have we discussed Better Watch Out? Have either of you seen it? Oh, and look at that. When we're trying to buy time, we get
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Lee.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I just got off work.
Oh, that's perfect timing, sir.
I was literally listening to you guys while I was in the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Technology, bitches.
All right, so catch us up on you're high on Black Christmas, right, Lee?
Oh yeah. I saw Black Christmas for the first time, I think 10 years ago. Didn't even really know it existed. I discovered it on a Halloween documentary. 25 Years of Terror. And they mentioned Black Christmas before they, talked about Halloween. And I was like, what is this movie? This looks interesting. And I'm a big fan of Olivia Hussey. And so then I watched it and I was just it was the most original slasher film I'd ever seen. And I think the big thing I loved about it was Billy. Because they don't show him. They don't show anything about, you don't see his face. All you hear
see
is
a little bit of his face.
Yeah, just his eyeball. That's
one
it.
eyeball, yeah.
Right. But yeah, his voice was just so demonic and evil and disgusting and so many different emotions all in one. But it's one of those movies like if you watch it on a good sound system, because the score, because Bob Clark was using like these organs and all this crazy stuff to come up with the score. It sounds more organic than it. It sounds like a regular traditional music score. So, yeah.
Sorry.
You got me. I heard what you said about my taste, and you're right. My tastes are all over the fucking.
Well, too, like that. It's not. I don't know. Compliment. It's not an insult. Like it's just.
No,
like,
no, no, not at all.
I try to figure out you know, there's certain people who have a certain taste where it's like, all right, you're probably not gonna, well, that's the basis of this fucking channel back when I was doing reviews.
Yeah.
Is like, all right, so this person would like that, but you, like, literally, it's just like throw a fucking thing in the lottery balls and just, Lee's gonna hate it. Nope, wrong. He loves it. So yeah, because Suspiria, no, wait, what did you review before Suspiria, Lee, that you didn't like so much?
Was it horror?
I think so.
Horror.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was. It was like a mainstreamly enjoyed film, and you were just like, nah. And I was like, whoa.
I do that
okay.
sometimes, though. You know, it's
I do that. Just throw people curves. I don't like it just on principle.
You know, I think sometimes little things can make me love a movie, and then little things can make me not like a movie so much. Maybe that's why I have such a weird taste with things. Like the one I reviewed before was 3 Billboards, but I loved that one. That one was great.
Yeah, no.
And that was also your recommendation.
I think I might have shit on your head if you disliked that movie. Because
oh yeah, you should, and I would have deserved that shit on my head.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's absolute brilliant.
That movie made me feel like it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love movies with really good acting performances, and you know that's just like icing on the cake. And this one was just insane good.
Yeah. And what's funny, Lee, you mentioned Sam Rockwell's arc, which, by the way, he really deserves something. I don't know. Like, a piece of brownie or something for that performance. But everybody kind of has that arc of sorts. Frances McDermott, she has that same, you know, starts out somewhere and then ends up somewhere. Woody Harrelson, you think one thing of him, and then it's he's doing things for blank reason, and it's just a giant. It's just a big old wives' tale about spite and what it does to people, and it's just it's so fucking deep. It's good. It's not very Christmassy, but it's really good.
Well, one thing about Frances McDormand was like she had this really hard like exterior throughout the whole thing, and it's like every now and then you'd see like little cracks, you know, like she does have like a soft...
nobody's perfect in that movie, right?
Yeah, she does have feeling. Like one of my favorite scenes is when Woody Harrelson, he's like going off on her, and then he just, you know, because he has cancer, he spits blood right in her face, and for a second she just like drops the veil, and she's just like, oh, are you okay? You know, she just turns into a different person immediately because of compassion. So yeah, just a beautiful movie.
Yeah, vague spoiler there, but
yeah, whatever.
Dude,
I've always wanted to get in a stream with you, and it's finally here. So
what? What
Wolfman.
are you talking? Oh, well, I was like, well, Lee, what the fuck?
I'm all over the place.
I'm tired of seeing you in streams. What are you talking about?
No, I've always wanted to get into a stream with Wolfman.
I took my ego into things. Go ahead, Wolf.
No, I was just saying. I mean, you're like minor spoiler there. You could spoil 3 Billboards all you want for me. I'm gonna see this movie no matter what.
Oh yeah,
it's one of those.
It's kind of a minor thing, but yeah, it's so good, so good.
But yeah, it's a first, second act spoiler, if anything.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's an incredible actor. Who knew that the guy that played, you know, that goofy character on Cheers back when would be such an incredible actor now. Having
quite a 2017 too, no less.
Oh yeah.
I just finally saw War of the Planet of the Apes, and whoa. Yeah,
I've heard both good and bad things about that.
You know, Woody Harrelson is he needs more work. Actually, no, maybe he doesn't, because he's had plenty in 2017.
Yeah, he was on True Detective.
Yeah, he was great on True Detective.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a fan of his, so it's like, keep him coming, man. I'll go see him.
Lee, have you seen When a Stranger Calls?
Which one, the original or the remake?
Oh,
the original.
The original.
Well, hey,
the remake is the sad thing is that it's a remake in basically title alone, but the movie itself isn't that bad.
Yeah. I personally prefer the remake. You know, I think I'm not the biggest fan of the original.
Let me rephrase then. If you could only have the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
I saw the remake before I saw the original, and I went back and watched the original, and I saw that the opening 20 minutes, I think, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm on board. And then the second and third chapter turned into a completely different movie.
Yeah.
And some say that When a Stranger Calls is a complete ripoff of the original Black Christmas.
That's where I was going with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The premises are there's a guy in the house and he's calling you on the phone and you don't know he's in the house. Black Christmas.
Yeah, which can never be done today too, by the way, which is kind of unfortunate.
They tried it with Scream, I guess, except he was outside the house.
Well, the cell phones were pretty common.
Pretty new back then.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Relatively new, I think.
Well, the point is you just can't do it today. It's like, oh yeah, the calls from inside the house. Oh yeah, which phone?
It'd be more shocking if the dude was actually inside the house.
Yeah. I saw this joke today. It was about Home Alone, and it was like, if Home Alone came out today, it would be Kevin would text his mother, hey, I'm left at home, and she'd be like, okay, well, just take care, and then that'd be the end of the movie.
Yeah, she would turn on her smartphone, and she'd turn on her smartphone and basically watch him over the all the smart units in the house.
Yeah.
Go, oh, okay, well, he didn't turn the oven off. Click.
Well, yeah, there's that scene where he escapes the house and he gets to the tree house and he's like, I'm gonna call the cops. And then the two guys are like, oh, he's gonna call the cops. He goes, from a tree house. That would happen today. That's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of Home Alone. You got to realize, though, I mean, honestly, the people that love that movie were kids when that movie came out. When that movie came out, I was in my 20s, so I didn't care about Macaulay Culkin.
Retrospectively, it wasn't his best performance. The second movie is a lot better, and after that, just...
I mean, my favorite thing of My Girl is when he dies. So
spoiler.
Jesus. How dare you spoil a 30-year-old movie?
What a bummer, huh?
I know.
So Lee, we opened with this. We didn't expect your graciousness to join us.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Emily's allergic to my blowing smoke up your ass.
I don't allow sneezing.
Yeah, Emily, cut that shit out.
Yes, so sorry, sir.
So we were discussing the fucking tire fire that was the opinion spread on Suspiria.
Yeah. What happened there?
You started it. I don't know. Declaring it a masterpiece and people, disagreeing to a degree to go ape shit.
I tend to put clickbait in my titles.
No.
So that might be the culprit. Suspiria is a fucking masterpiece.
DRUMDUMS hates life.
Oh, yeah. I got to put the word DRUMDUMS in there, too. Hey, DRUMDUMS special.
I continuously get that wrong, too, and CP's always corrected me on it. I'm always saying dumb drums.
Oh, you're not I swear everybody completely fucks up my name. It's so I get dumb drums. I get drum space dumbs. I get dum-dums. It never. I've accepted
Come on,
it.
People, it's on the T-shirts and everything. You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah. I've got mine.
Yes, you do. You look sexy in it too.
I need that.
Everybody looks sexy in those shirts.
Right.
There you go, Emily. Put that on the commercial. So what specifically? So they're remaking Suspiria, Lee, and they're trying to avoid the artistic allure of the original. Right. And do you think that's good? Smart. I don't know. How do you feel about that? I guess is a better way to put it.
I think the short answer is no. Will I watch it? Yes, but I think when you have a movie, and I don't know if you all have seen Suspiria, but in my mind, when you have a movie that's so like much of a classic like Suspiria, it almost be like, to me, like remaking The Exorcist. That's gonna fail. And even if you get like the best director on a remake of The Exorcist, I don't think the best director would take that job. First thing, but I've heard the director that's doing Suspiria is, really good. But I don't know, and I think it's also when you remake movies that come from a certain time, like the 70s, it's really hard to replicate that, because it's not just that. It's not just the story and the characters that make those movies great. It's also the time frame that they came out in, and the limitations in technology. Whereas today you have everything at your disposal. You don't have the same acting style that you had back then. So,
have you seen The Love Witch yet, Lee?
No, I have not, but I definitely want to check that one out. I've heard good things.
Yeah, that was the first film he recommended to me.
And still haven't seen it yet, right, Emily?
Yep, nope.
All right.
You sent me the first 3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I think one of the problems with a remake nowadays is the fact that, like Lee has pointed out, I mean, Suspiria is an incredible film. I love this movie, and you're going to have people that go see this just so that they can say that they saw it and that they have that now that they've seen it, they can bitch about it.
Right.
That's going to be half your audience.
Well, that's kind of like the thing anyway. Like I guarantee, like they're
but they're already determined not to like it. Well, they just want to.
That's the modern social internet age thing. Like I promise you, there's going to be at least 10% of people, no matter how, like Last Jedi is being praised already as like one of the top 3 Star Wars movies. I guarantee you there's going to be people that say this sucked, that sucked, it copied this, that. Like it's guaranteed at this point. Yeah. If something has a certain level of praise, there's just trolls for trolls' sake, like just to be different.
And the sad part of it, you're not getting the full feel of the movie, because those people that are going there just to go there to bitch about the movie, and when they come out, they're going to say, well, Suspiria was okay, but Dakota Johnson did a terrible job with this, or the look wasn't right, and that's gonna kill off a good half of the other people that want to go see it.
Right. And I think that was part of like this argument storm that happened on Killer Flicks. Part of what makes Suspiria like incredible and people drawn to it is the things that are done with color, sound. It's not just, again, I'll say it again, the story's not that strong, but the entire experience is something. Like if you're just watching it and saying, oh yeah, this girl going to dance school, I don't really give a shit. You're not, expanding for the full experience, because the stuff that they're doing with the color and the set design and
right. And that's something I mentioned in my review too. If you go into this movie, like, over analyzing just the plot itself, then you might be disappointed. But if you step back and look at this thing as an experience, and take it all in, and it's hard to ignore those visuals in the movie anyway. I mean, right away when I started watching it, I got what Argento was trying to do with this movie, and it was more than just a story. It was a full-on experience. I guess kind of like, and not to say that this movie is anywhere near the league of Suspiria, but like Avatar, like James Cameron wanted Avatar to be more than just the story that's been told a million times. This was supposed to be like a 3D experience, and certain things had to fit into that whole the whole experience. It wasn't just the plot itself.
Avatar, I think, is a little bit backwards though. Like Avatar is like a product of, like, it was a big deal for a bit of a gimmick. Like I think the further away we get from Avatar, the less special it is.
I agree. Completely agree. Where Suspiria is the opposite.
Right.
So Lee, have you seen the other 2 Three Sisters movies?
No, I have not, but I really want to.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I need to address something that's going on in the chat, because I'm thoroughly fucking confused. and it's Patrick that's doing it. Go figure. I didn't mess up your name, Lee. Emily cutely corrects to a capital L.
She always cutely corrects.
And then Patrick says, it is a lowercase L, Emily. And then Emily says, oh, is it? Apologies. And then he says, it's okay. What the? Please tell me you're not serious, Patrick. I really hope this was just a giant sarcasm game, because what's happening?
The big thing I got out of that was Pumpkinhead was mentioning High Tension that he saw for the first time. And hell yeah, High Tension's freaking
awesome. We need a good Tom Cruise in this chat, because God knows I don't see anything of his on Killer Flicks. Yay! Sorry. Oh, that's Chris Nolfo for the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't he? Is it Tom? It's Tom Cruise on.
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise. Yeah,
or whatever.
Or Tom Troll.
I don't miss any of his stuff. Do you know who Pumpkinhead is, Lee?
No, I don't. Oh, wait. You know who Pumpkinhead is, Lee? No, I don't.
You're lying. Tell us the truth.
You know who he is. I don't even know. Oh.
It's not my phone this time. No, so but Lee, when you do get a chance to check out the other two, I'm kind of curious your take on the Three Sisters trilogy, all together and as separate movies. Oh, I love Suspiria. Inferno is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, great. I've heard great things about Inferno. I heard the third one wasn't as good as the first two.
That's what everyone says, but I think it's got a really strong story.
Really? Okay. I'm definitely going to watch it and definitely form my own opinion.
Mother of Tears came out in I want to say 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. And
yeah. He made that one pretty later on, didn't he? Yeah.
Well, he was busy in the 80s producing and doing a little directing, and then because he worked with Romero on Two Evil Eyes.
Yeah.
And and so it's like finally gets a chance to make the third in the Three Sister trilogy. And Mother of Tears, I think Mother of Tears holds up. I don't.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I just jumped into Giallo films probably within the last couple months. The first one technically that I watched was a movie called Slaughter Hotel. And I think it's not a good movie, but it's it's full on 100% Giallo. So at least if you watch that, you know exactly what you're getting into when you jump into this subgenre. But then I watched Tenebrae, and a friend of mine, Dylan, on Netflix, he kept saying Tenebrae is his favorite movie, and he kept saying you have to watch Tenebrae. It's like one of the greatest slashers I've ever seen. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And I was just blown away by this movie. Tenebrae, I think, is a masterpiece. And after Tenebrae, I wanted to watch Suspiria really bad.
Yeah. You want to watch a good Giallo film? Umberto Lenzi's Seven Blood-Stained Orchids.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing about Giallos is all the movies have like 5-word names. They're like death metal bands.
Is New York Ripper technically a Giallo film?
What's that?
Which one?
New York Ripper?
I don't know.
It's done by Fulci. It's an Italian horror film, but I don't believe it's a Giallo film.
Well, then I stand corrected. Excuse me.
Well, see, the thing is, Giallo films are based on the book over in Italy, like our rating systems. For movies, they have a rating systems for books, and Giallo is Italian for yellow. And if the book is yellow, then it's basically an adult crime book that has like massive sex and nudity and gore or whatever in it
for quite a bit of sex. Matter of fact, this book, which CP has, was kind of my first taste into Giallo, the slasher movie book, because it has like all the Giallo. Because most Giallos are kind of slashers. Wouldn't you agree with that, Wolfman?
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. I basically, I refer to it all as Italian horror, but a lot of them are Giallo films. But yeah.
But I would say it's like one of my favorite subgenres now, and I just discovered it. But I think that's the thing about Giallo. It's one of those that once you get hooked in, it's hard to let go. You're constantly craving more of it.
Emily, what's your favorite flavor of Jell-O?
Yeah,
I don't know, cherry. I tuned out for a minute.
Jerry Garcia? Oh, that's ice cream.
That's Cherry Garcia, isn't it?
Emily, have you seen any Jell-O films?
No.
Emily, you need to see some Jell-O films. I'm telling you, Emily. I have.
I'll add it to the end of the list.
Okay,
I paid for a list of Italian films one time.
Well, you haven't seen Tenebrae, Emily? You haven't seen Tenebrae, Emily?
No, but it rings a bit of a bell. I might have seen part of your review late or something. I can't remember.
Please check this movie out. It's so refreshing, you know. And it might not be refreshing to people who have seen a million Jell-O films, but for me, I was just like, it was like seeing slasher movies in a whole new light. And you know, you get tired of the same formula, even though slasher movies are like my favorite genre. You get tired of the same formula. So.
Another good one is Torso, if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah. I mean, Lee, you're getting into Italian movies. If you don't mind reading Italian, you know, I can suggest Mario Bava there's 2 different sets out with those films in it. There's like 5 or 6 films each.
Right.
Pick them up.
Okay, I've heard Fulci too is like a big one. Like the Godfathers of Giallo films are Fulci and Argento.
Yeah, Argento and
Bava
Fulci,
too, right?
and then Bava's like the guy that gave us Black Sunday, Black Sabbath,
right?
The Girl That Knew Too Much, Bay of Blood.
Who did Twitch of the Death Nerve?
Which is the alternate title for Bay of Blood.
Right. Oh, that's it. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I just jumped right on there with you. That's good.
That's Bava.
That's Bava. Okay, that's another one that's high on my list.
Bava is a lot of times considered the Italian Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, I could see that. Even though I haven't seen any of his movies, but I could see that.
Yeah, the Death of a Twitch. It's funny because that's the one title I always have a hard time remembering the exact way it's said. That's why I always say Bay of Blood.
Well, Friday the 13th Part 2, just to bring it back around to CP, pretty much steals one of the kills from Twitch of the Death Nerve.
3.
The shish kebab kill.
Oh,
yeah, that's from Bay of Blood.
Yeah,
sounds pretty tasty.
It is.
So we haven't talked about Christmas Vacation yet.
Oh wait, can I hijack? Real quick. You were talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I noticed that you or Emily had never seen that.
We're going to watch it together because it's not in yet. But yes,
in a double wheel of Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's quite a few that I plan on.
Let me just give you a little quick spill on Silent Night, Deadly Night. And I heard Wolfman talking about the controversy of it in the past and all that. It was just such a unique time. I still remember this time too. I was like 10 years old at the time, but I remember seeing on the news how like this movie was considered like the worst thing ever. And the most decrepit and just hide your kids and all this stuff. And then when I finally saw it, I was just like, really? this isn't like scary or anything. I've grown to love the first one though. Like it took me a few watches, but I think it's so unique because it approaches the slasher genre from a different angle. It approaches it from the point of view of the killer. It's pretty much. Yeah, it pretty much tells the whole story, like the backstory of the killer, up until when he starts going on his killing spree. And then the sequel is just a complete
garbage day.
It really is. It's garbage, but it's hilarious. So I would recommend watching the sequel after, just because you will laugh your fucking ass off.
Well, there's 4 sequels, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Garbage Day is the second one. I mean, that's like the infamous.
Yeah. Just because of that one scene. And his eyebrows, they just keep going up and down.
Yeah, so interesting. There's what was I gonna, the big thing in the 80s.
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Yeah, right. I was going to say that in the 80s, I think it was very conservative. People jumped to restrict things. I remember the Friday the 13th 8 poster with the I Love New York and Jason's head was in the heart. That got banned because
because they didn't want tourism of New York
because Jason walking through the streets of Manhattan will probably draw people in regardless. What the fuck difference does it make?
So in '84 we have Silent Night Deadly Night being, considered controversy by the PTA. In 1985, the PMRC comes out with the, against metal, put labels on albums, and and then like in the late 80s, what you're talking about, it was Reagan, man. It was the whole 1980s over conservative families, and we weren't having any of it. I was the horror rocker, so I was listening. I was listening to Judas Priest, and I saw Silent Night Deadly Night in the theater. So
jealous. And it beat out Nightmare on Elm Street. Actually, they came out on the same day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was only in the theaters for like about a week, if that. And
Christmas Vacation. Very.
What's up, Jason Hamilton? Okay, go ahead.
Peter's in here. Hey, Peter. Very unorthodox. It was, for the time, it was kind of edgy, and God, we've gone so far past that being anywhere near edgy now. But I remember at the time it kind of being risque.
I think it's an example of the film that does the bickering family at Christmas right.
Yeah.
How so, Emily?
I don't know. The family there is still an overarching theme of family togetherness while acknowledging that they're all assholes and we just have to get through this somehow. But it's not cartoonishly over the top, surprisingly. I think, I don't know, it's not mean-spirited in any way.
Yeah, it's still very Capra-esque because, Frank Capra's grandson, worked on the movie. But
didn't he work on Jack Frost too?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Michael Keaton.
Right. I had to make sure I stick to the right one.
Yeah, not the one with the murders.
Well, they're both snowman movies. The nice snowman movie, not the evil one.
Yes.
But it still has a Capra-esque type of feeling to it, but they've pulled out they've taken out all the Norman Rockwell feel. I like it. I do think that there are some scenes that have never played right in that. Well, one scene for me that's never played right in that movie at all.
Oh.
And that's the scene with Chevy Chase he's at the mall and he's talking to the model.
Oh man.
About the underwear, and he's talking about nipples, and I'm just gonna go. The movie that would fit in like another movie somewhere, but
it just seems so out of character, or you don't think
it's so out of character for
why?
Him.
He has fantasies about the girl in the red car in the first one. Like that.
That's fine. And when he sees Christy Brinkley at that, in the first movie, he's like, "This is crazy." He's not stumbling over his words. He's not. It's
the same sort of thing as Uncle Buck does with the headmistress in that movie. No one would really come out with so many. What's the word for that?
What?
When you slip on a word and say something.
A Freudian slip.
Freudian slip. Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
Can I take something out?
No shit.
It's one scene that's always built out of place.
You can't see it, can you, Rusty?
Nope.
That scene's incredible. I can't believe of all the scenes, Wolf, that scene makes me laugh the most.
That's a great scene.
Did I say never? Quotable movie, isn't it?
Honestly, it's when it starts. I'm waiting for that scene to get over it so we can get on with the good stuff.
No, that movie's so quotable. That one scene.
Make it stop.
Make it stop. He's like, I'm usually watching this stuff, and I'm part of it.
I know. I laugh at that scene. Yeah. Oh god, that's such a great
as a
scene.
kid, I used to not really get the whole evil boss subplot. I thought that was kind of boring.
Oh, that's great.
Now that I'm older, it kind of hits home a little closer.
I love the fact that Brian Doyle Murray is the boss, and that when Chevy Chase was on SNL, he took over Bill Murray's spot. So they never worked together. Right. They never really worked together until they did Caddyshack, you know.
I've always wondered what Chevy Chase got the boss in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because everybody else got him exactly the same thing. From the shape of the package. I just dying to know what it was.
Shape, right?
Yeah. Like a model truck or something? I have no idea.
You know, it would have been great if he got him like the leg lamp, like a shared universe. That would have been amazing.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass.
Kiss your ass, happy Hanukkah. Yeah.
No shit.
Well, what are your? I mean,
that's my name.
I know. Oh shit.
From Christmas Vacation?
I love when he goes, "Look, kid's a reindeer," and then he like flips off.
It's such one of my favorite scenes, and it's such a throwaway scene in a way, but it's not. It is when they light up the house, and then all of a sudden they show that they got to hit the auxiliary power at the plant to light up the rest.
Yeah.
That's like one of my all-time. It's like whoop whoop, ka-chunk, you know.
I just wanted that freaking house to light up, you know, because the scene was like going on forever.
Yeah, like a lot of people think I know a lot of people that quote "shitters full" first, and I'm like, man, that's I get
it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. But
it's
like,
okay.
It's like not even the top 10 lines.
The preceding line I think is funnier when he's talking about the splendor of a Christmas morn, the asshole with the bathrobe entering his chemical toilet.
Or when he just discovers Eddie's there. Yeah. You know, once he's lit that house up, he's like, "Oh hey, Eddie."
For 5 minutes,
like,
Eddie.
We're gonna be here for the next month. Like, what?
The cat treats in the fucking Jello mold. Like, there's just so many.
There's so much, man. It's just like it's probably in my top 3 favorite Christmas movies. It's so good.
Oh yes.
But what's funny is
when we still had to tape it off the TV, so there were adverts in between whenever we wanted to watch it.
And
which adverts?
From the 80s, like for Fruit and Fiber breakfast cereal and Blood Direct. You won't know these because you're not British, but
don't condescend us, you cunt.
I'm sorry, do you know what Fruit and Fiber is?
Yes, Fruit and Feed Ray. We had the commercial that mispronounced it.
Did you have the one with
colon blow?
Yes, colon blow.
Yeah. It would take 12 bowls of to match 1 bowl of colon blow.
Yeah, see? So that's it's a SNL bit. No, that was a total.
No, that's SNL.
Yeah, all right. So it was a joke on.
Phil Hartman, rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Wolf, what's your favorite breakfast cereal from the 80s?
From the 80s? I was a Captain Crunch fan.
Oh, Lee, hurry up and give yours.
Mine was the E.T. peanut butter cereal.
Oh, I forgot that existed.
It was fucking delicious.
Yeah, that and the thing. Go ahead.
I said, now you just need to buy the Reese's peanut butter cereal. Hey,
I actually, it's
boy,
in my pantry right now.
Someone sent me this for Christmas.
Yeah,
what's that?
It is a Reese's mug.
It is a Reese's mug. Emily has a strong.
Oh yeah, because Emily's a big Reese's fan, isn't she?
No, she has strong disdain for the amount of Reese's stuff that exists.
Oh, she doesn't like Reese's?
There's something like 20 spin-off products.
Oh yeah, I don't like
just on my rounds,
but you got to have the real deal Reese's. Yeah, that's awesome.
Sure.
So Emily, for us Americans, just really quickly, if you can, tell us what it is about Lucky Charms that you're not that impressed with. She already goes there.
It's not real marshmallow. It's styrofoam. The milk is gray. How could anyone like it?
But yeah, we want a whole bowl full of those.
Just marshmallows. Yeah, marshmallows.
We'll take what we can get, right?
Yeah, it's like packed dust, but God damn.
Can you not get real marshmallows? That's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up with a Christmas single so we can send aid to America. Get you some marshmallows.
Yeah, our marshmallows aren't real in the.
I had this dream where we like feed starving countries. We just fly over and just dump Lucky Charms like all over the country.
I don't think they'd eat it.
You just dump the marshmallows.
I don't think they'd eat it.
Thanks to Lucky Charms, countries won't go
wasting
hungry
their
anymore.
precious goat's milk on that.
Eating Lucky Charms and goat's milk, even that would turn gray.
Started out gray.
Yeah.
Goats know not to eat that shit.
What was that?
I don't think they do, man.
What was that, that peanut butter thing that they had in Lost Boys that used to be around in the
PB Max.
Yes. Fucking
PB
those
Max
things
was
were
good.
awesome too.
It's like we weren't ready for the PB
Pumpkinhead,
Max.
you
or
may
something.
not. Absolutely not.
What's it? CTC is the bomb. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that still exists. Cookie Crisp still exists.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. That was my nickname in high school.
Mr. T cereal. Who remembers that?
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
T? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Star Wars cereal with C-3PO.
Or the Pac-Man, or the Pac-Man cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got the Batman versus Superman. You could get both. You could get Batman cereal or Superman cereal.
Oh,
but we're not.
Do you guys have Golden Nuggets cereal over there?
Oh yeah.
What?
Golden Nuggets.
Golden Nuggets.
They taste yeehaw.
She went for it.
There you go, Emily. Yeah, I don't. Is that like Golden?
Can we
Crisp?
capture that soundbite
somehow?
somehow?
Yeah. We're gonna have to isolate that one little clip. They taste yeah.
I want to just put that in all my reviews from now on.
How'd you feel, Lee? It tasted
What's up, everybody? Have I got a doozy review for you?
Here are my final thoughts. Yeehaw.
Fuck this movie. Yeehaw.
Honey Bunches of Oats with vanilla almond milk is my favorite. Vanilla almond milk.
Interesting.
That's too many flavors in one thing of milk.
Yeah.
Vanilla almond. Woo.
I don't like almond milk to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. My ex-wife was lactose intolerant. I made the mistake of using that shit by accident. I was like, oh no. This has ruined everything that I was going to do. I put it in my coffee, I think. I was like,
oh no, don't do that.
Everything's horribly wrong.
Oops.
Have we skipped? Do we Christmas? Anything left that we haven't discussed? Unconventional.
There's tons of Christmas movies.
Anyone
we
seen
haven't
Deck the
discussed.
Halls?
Deck the Halls.
Did you guys see Better Watch Out?
No, Cody brought it up in the chat, but
dude, man, you guys need to get on that. Better Watch Out is great.
Compare it to Ice Cream Truck, Lee, because.
Yeah, I think. Hey, Wolfman's got my back on this. He liked Ice Cream Truck.
I got your back on that, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Two people that have interviewed or have had close connection with the director. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Super close.
Lee, did the Christmas card come in yet? Is my question.
That was really cool. Megan sent you, man.
That would be, yeah, it was cool. It would be funny if I got like a Christmas card.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. No, dude, I've talked to ad nauseum about it, but I really dug that movie. I don't know, it just had a good vibe to it. I liked the whole thing, you know.
I'm with you.
I really liked Deanna Russo. I think if you don't buy into her character, then you're probably not going to like it. But man, I was just completely locked into her throughout the whole movie. There was just something about her that I don't know. I found it interesting.
When I heard that we could get Deanna Russo and Megan Felix Johnson on the Wicked Horror Show, I was like, dude, Deanna Russo, I'm all over that because she was on 14 episodes of Being Human.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I knew she was a TV actress. This is the first thing I've seen her in, but I don't know. There's just like this vulnerability about her that I don't see that in all actresses. So, and she, you know, if you lock onto her, she's pretty much guides you throughout this whole movie. The acting's not like the best, I'll admit that, but
the killer is so bland.
The killer's not the best.
What's the motivation? And like, why is he so like weird and like like
if this movie was hinged on the killer, then it would have been up shit creek without a paddle. But I think a lot of people are actually like for a really low budget independent film, it's actually getting a lot of buzz. I mean, you know, not like Better Watch Out, but I've seen a lot of people talk about Ice Cream Truck, and this is a movie that came from like Uncorked Entertainment, and this is one of those really low to the bottom small production companies that has little to no money.
Ready,
so,
Lee? You
go ahead.
here's how we're gonna. I think part of the reason it's getting buzz is because you and your close to 10,000 subscribers have been pumping it.
No, I actually I would say Good Bad Flicks is a big part of it because their review of it I think has quite a few views. Yeah.
Well, they didn't get any care package from them, so I think you've done damage, and they appreciate it over there at Camp Ice Cream Truck. So you might have quite a bit to do with it.
Well, I dug it, and I wanted to support it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't support it, but I wanted to support it because I really, I don't know, it stayed with me. You know, I like when movies stay with me.
Oh, it stays with you.
Yeah, for good or bad, it stays with you.
So, Better Watch Out. Sorry.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach.
That's it. That's all you
get. Who's your favorite director? Wes Craven. Okay, next topic.
Scream.
Scream. So, what was good about it, Lee?
And then you get. Can I give you an awkward pause for like?
And then fuck with your sound or something too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite release of this year? Well,
better than Baby Driver?
Guys, I have something really important I have to say. The next week.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, so Better Watch Out, Lee. What's it's Christmas themed, I'm assuming, right? And
yeah,
the poster seems kind of.
You want me to tell you why I think you should check it out?
Please.
Okay. For me, it's kind of like Home Alone meets American Psycho meets Scream without spoiling anything.
Wow.
Because this does have a good twist to it too, and I'm hoping. I'd say don't check out the trailers because you might be able to figure out what the twist is if you watch the trailers. I went into this knowing nothing, and I love the hell out of it because of that. But it's it's fun too. It's not one of those really serious types of horror films. It's one of those that you can sit back and have your popcorn in your drink and just enjoy yourself. It's one type of horror movies. And when it's over,
have your popcorn in your drink.
You had a good time.
And your drink, he said.
Oh, sorry.
And your drink, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the synopsis for Better Watch Out.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley travels to the suburban home of the Lerners to babysit their 12-year-old son Luke at Christmas time. She must soon defend herself and the young boy when unwelcome intruders announce their arrival.
That's enough to go on. You know, they don't really give too much away. I think this and The Babysitter would actually be a great double feature too. Actually,
The Babysitter. That was one I had too much hype. I'm in the minority. I think so much hype went into it. I watched it and I was like, I don't. All right, calm down.
Really? I thought you.
Yeah, no, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I think everybody's saying, "Oh my God, Babysitter! Oh my God, Babysitter!" It's why I try to avoid all sort of everything if I can.
It's like a horror sugar injection straight up your ass.
Yeah. It's. I guess I wasn't prepared for that, and that might have affected my experience. But it was just so like volume up to 11 and campy. I might be able to rewatch it and.
Yeah, I'd say give it another chance. You know, the biggest thing for me was the relationship between Samara Weaving and the kid. And like in the middle, when they have this like really infectious montage going on, I just was really bought into them, you know. I think it reaches its peak in the middle, but it still maintains. Like I think it's still a fun ride even after that.
But that relationship gets turned on its head a bit.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And that kind of maybe it doesn't spoil it.
Emily, have you seen The Babysitter?
No, not yet.
God damn it.
Emily's list is like thousands of movies long, and she's watching shit like Krampus Unleashed, and it's just like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Emily? Laid to rest.
So Lee.
Laid to rest.
Easter eggs more.
So Lee, in Better Watch Out, how much of the movie is Patrick Warburton in?
Patrick. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Very little. Like he's only in like the very beginning because he's the parent. It's basically the parents, and they leave the house at the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the movie is the rest of the movie is just the kid and his babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
So don't go to it for a Patrick Warburton movie because that's
I'm trying to avoid it because it's a Patrick Warburton movie. Let's put that.
No, you're good. Don't even let that bother you because he's in it 2 minutes. Yeah, and his wife.
The two that are in this movie.
What's her name?
Virginia
Madsen. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Candyman. Candyman.
She has a really funny line in it too, actually, at the beginning. So.
I see that the two main people in it were also in The Visit together.
Yes, they were. I didn't realize that either until after.
Oh, the kids?
Yeah, the two kids from they're in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now the lead kid is not that kid. It's another actor, but the kid from The Visit is in it. He plays that kid's best friend.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so,
Levi Miller is the main kid's name in the movie. He's I didn't mention that. He is phenomenal in this. Levi Miller. This kid is going places. Like he channeled young Leonardo DiCaprio in some scenes, I thought. Seriously.
Well, that's praise. That's
high praise, I know, but you'll see what I mean. This kid can act because there's some scenes where he has to really show off his chops, and he does a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be too much if I asked you guys if you're excited for a little movie that's coming out this weekend? would that be excessive or redundant?
Would it be cliche if I said yes? We're talking about Star Wars Holiday Christmas Special. I mean,
oh, I can't get through that. I cannot get through that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try that.
Why would I want to do that?
I've heard things about it.
Yeah, Emily, if you had seen that and not Return of the Jedi, I'd really.
Is Emily a Star Wars fan?
Not exactly. I'm dragging her through the mud through the series.
I'm not really into sci-fi. It's kind of has an uphill struggle to make me like it. But
you say you're not into sci-fi, but one of your favorite shows is Red Dwarf.
Yes.
Oh, here we go with how is it an AW&L episode because we haven't talked about Red Dwarf yet. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so apparently trying to avoid
I'm bringing Red Dwarf, by the way. You are going to see some.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, fair deal.
You got to bring him at least the first 3 seasons.
Oh, I have all the way up to 8. I think I have 1 disc missing, but pretty much, yeah.
Good luck, CP.
Well, each season's only 6 episodes long. So up until season 6.
Season 6 is one of my favorites, especially Rimmer World.
That's such a good one.
Focus.
Legion,
focus,
I think.
focus,
Sorry.
So the hype surrounding this little space movie that comes out on Friday is that it's apparently better than Force Awakens.
We're talking about Battlefield Earth 2, right?
Yeah. Daddy's Home 2 is finally getting that wide release. No, The Last Jedi.
Medea Space Adventure.
I've noticed a trend with crappy Christmas release films. They use that one tune from the Nutcracker in the trailer.
Oh, I know. It's annoying.
Yeah. Why do they do that? Yes.
I think it's because they can get around not actually bringing religion into it. You know.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the other Christmas songs.
It's Carol of the Bells. No one ever uses that one.
That's true.
Or in the Bleak Midwinter. They're kind of downers, though.
Well, yeah, the title itself.
Yeah.
So, Lee, have you seen Red Dwarf?
I've never even heard of it. What's it called again?
Red Dwarf. It's a British show that's fucking time travel and.
Are there British accents in it?
Oh, of course.
Yes. I mean, Crichton has a Canadian accent, I guess.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, about that.
No, I've never even heard of it.
Oh, dude.
Is it great?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
What's it called again?
Just to watch CP squirm again. Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf. we could rename the show Red Dwarf Plus.
Look, kids, big in Parliament.
So Lee, are you in tune with the massive hype / excellent reviews that Last Jedi's getting?
You know, it's funny. I actually went on and I looked at just the negative reviews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to read negative reviews. I didn't want to read anything positive because I know everything positive is going to say the same thing.
So you're anti-hype. You're going and preparing yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going in and I want to have my expectations like the lowest possible.
That's good.
So that's why I'm reading nothing but negative.
All right. So can you not spoil? Is there anything that's not spoilerific that people are shitting on?
No, there's nothing spoilerific. I can say, now this is just the 5% of negativity that I've seen, but I think if you had to form a consensus about all of them, I would say that they're saying that it tries to be Empire too much and it fails. And again, that's just those 5% of negative reviews, and they're probably full of shit. But that was kind of like, the theme there that I read through all those. They were saying this is trying to be Empire. It's not as epic. It's not as good. It tries to offer some new ideas and fails. So that's what I read. But I'm going in thinking it's going to be great. I did read some stuff saying it was too long because this is the longest Star Wars movie, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been a Star Wars fan since '77.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was 10 when that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
And just loved it. Got sucked into the world. I'm actually one of those rare people that, how if you're there's a lot of people that are, if they're Star Wars fans, they don't like Star Trek, and if they're Star Trek fans, they don't like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the fence sitter. I actually like them both.
Good for you.
And
take a stand.
Fight that fight.
But no, I liked The Last Jedi, or not last, but Force Awakens. I know a lot of people crapped on it, saying that it was trying too hard. Well, it's the same thing. They're like, it's trying too hard to be A New Hope.
The people who say that shit don't understand what the fuck they're talking about, because that doesn't. Yeah. All right, so are you saying that you don't like A New Hope then? Because if it's like something, that doesn't mean anything about the quality of the film. Sure, it's like blank, but how did you feel about the thing that you're comparing it to?
Yeah.
Just because it feels like something else doesn't. I mean, I'm trying to think of Friday the 13th feels like Halloween. I like both though. Like what the fuck's the point?
There's only so many stories that can be told. So many variations of. I think they said there's something like 20 different stories that can be told in variations. So yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was 7.
And Star Wars
you might
is a
be
big
right.
hybrid of a bunch of Kurosawa shit. So what are we talking? It's a classic hero shit.
Everything copies everything.
You know.
All I know is when a long time ago, A Galaxy Far, Far Away comes up, I'm going to be stroking whoever's sitting next to me off, and whoever's sitting next to me over here.
You're going to wish you had 3 hands.
Yeah, I'm going to wish. If I'm going to try to curve my feet a certain way and just a stroke fest because I'm fired up.
Well, I want to know what theater you're going to because I want to avoid that one.
In the dark, it's all the same, Wolf. And who wouldn't mind getting a little handy while watching some Star Wars? Is the way
it's funny. Kenneth Williams is once quoted as saying he was at a movie that was so bad that his hand crept into the, groin area just next to him, and he said, "Any diversion is welcome."
That's great.
Yeah. No,
geez.
Thank you, Emily, for dropping that one because.
Sorry for the pause.
Some people say that it copies The Room.
What's
The Room?
Yeah. It's too much of a ripoff of The Room, The Force Awakens.
No.
I did not.
You are tearing me apart, Vader.
Oh, have you seen Disaster Artist? Anybody?
No, I wanted to see it,
No,
but it
not
didn't
yet.
come to my theater. Fucking AMC.
Oh.
See, I don't care to see it, to be honest.
Oh, have you seen The Room, Wolf?
Yeah. And
wow.
It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't, it doesn't,
it's a bad movie.
Doesn't really make me curious to see the making of and how bad it was. I don't care. I just, disposable income that made a crappy movie back in 2003. They're not making a movie about the guy that made the crappy movie. Okay.
Well, the guy that made the crappy movie made it so crappy that I think that's the reason why they're making this movie, because the movie was like beyond like the greatest.
If you've ever been on this guy's
ever.
YouTube channel, he is a character, certainly. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get the fact that, he put up green screen. He filmed on top of rooftops in New York, and he put up green screen so he could put in the cityscape.
L.A. The story behind the movie is gasp worthy. Like when in Hollywood, when you make a movie, you rent the cameras, you rent the light, you rent everything. He bought everything outright.
Yeah.
And then what he did was he filmed with 2 separate cameras. He filmed on film, and then he filmed in a digital HD. But he had the cameras like kissed next to each other, and they were like, "Wait, why are you doing that?" And like he had no reasoning for it. Like the fact that he spent money on 2 cameras just to keep them in the same spot to have, the movie is crazy. But like the shit that happens in Disaster Artist is true because it's based on a book written by Greg Sestero, who is Mark.
He was like the side Mark.
Yeah, Mark of Hi Mark. So he kept a diary about the process, and if most of it is true, it's fucking crazy.
Did Tommy Wiseau even have like a degree or anything or a background in film?
He went to acting classes. That was really it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So this is this generation's version of the Ed Wood movie, I suppose.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. Which Red Letter Media think is not even close to Ed Wood. For whatever that's worth. What the fuck do they know? So,
I mean, by all means, Wolf, if you're not interested, that's fine.
No, it just doesn't, I'd rather waste my time watching something else,
Getting stroked off in a theater watching Star Wars.
Bearded movie guy, Peter said he doesn't want to watch Star Wars with you, CP.
Oh, Peter, in the dark, it's all the same.
He's got his own hand.
He's got.
Yeah, but when the lights come up, you got to justify who's sitting next to you.
Let's play whose popcorn is this. Peter says, I want to see Shape of Water, and then I want to Star Wars. I want to see Star Wars. Same here, Peter. It's incredible. Yeah, Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
looks kind of Guillermo del Toro-y, if I'm being honest.
Well, guys, I have to step out. I have to have dinner ready for my wife. I could get in trouble.
Well, I'm really literally getting in trouble. I'm going to pull a Mom the Meatloaf in a second.
Yeah. But I've always wanted to get into a stream with you guys, and thank you for having me. I really had a great time.
Well, thanks for joining us, Lee. Thanks for bringing some credibility to this show here.
No, you guys bring the credibility yourself. So.
Oh, you actually your ass with that shit.
Classes this place.
Yeah, that fuck ain't that the truth.
You can't even deny that. So I'm just gonna say bye to Emily, okay, and Wolfman.
It was nice chatting with you, Lee.
Yeah, Wolfman, pleasure, and hopefully we can do this again, and maybe get you guys on Scream Stream. We'll just do us four, and we'll call it Scream Stream.
When's that on now?
Okay, I'm heading out. Love you guys.
Lee, poop in my mouth.
You got it, buddy.
Bye.
Toodles.
That was Lee of DRUMDUMS fame.
Dumb drums.
Yeah, so we've been on pretty long. Any last words here?
Well, I mean, since we're talking about the movies that we want to see, the one that I do want to see when it comes out is The Post.
Oh, with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The whole Nixon thing.
Oh, is that what it's based on? Watergate?
Well, it's based around
that.
Nixon's in office at the time. Mm. You know, and it's all based around the fact that for like 30 years they'd been lying to them about the Vietnam War. Mm-hmm. You know, and what was really going on.
Yeah.
And they tried to ban the Post from classified information.
Mm, yeah, I heard about that.
And obviously, you know, it doesn't happen because the Washington Post is still around. So.
Oh, spoiler.
That sounds very interesting. I'd like to see that.
I like Tom Hanks. I like Tom Hanks when he does like I like him in just about anything. Mm. The more true to form movies, like Apollo 13, Catch Me If You Can, stuff like that.
Catch Me If You Can. That's a good.
I liked him in Terminal. The Terminal. I forget.
Terminal was good.
Oh,
Terminal
Wolf! What the
fuck?
Emily.
It was a good movie.
Until you've spent hours.
And it shows how fucked up customs is.
Good save. Very good save, Missy. Yeah, it's nowhere near as hunky dory as that movie would lead you to believe.
Oh well, okay, yeah. I'll give you the fact that I've been on one plane in my entire life. Mm-hmm. You know, and so I haven't spent a lot of time in airport terminals, but I found the subject matter from the standpoint of someone that hasn't been in terminals interesting.
I didn't think it was that good before I was detained. Since I've been detained, that movie's bullshit.
Well, that's England, though.
Of all places, like I don't understand. P.S. JFK does not look like that. I don't know what the fuck. Hey, Emily, you could attest to that. JFK Airport is not.
Yeah, not quite that spacious.
The
process by which he teaches himself English as well is, I don't really believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's the medicine for the dude scene.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't know. I like that a lot.
You have for a dog.
Good.
Still an interesting thought, though. I mean, the guy has no country to go back to. You know.
Yeah, no, the premise is neat.
You could happen to. Well, no, probably couldn't happen to you. It's a big country.
Give it time. Give it time. Our boss.
Yeah, I heard the words leaving my mouth.
Our boss is a little crazy, so you never know.
And there are those states that are always threatening to, you know, leave the.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, I wonder what Alabama did today.
More likely, I would say more than likely they voted Roy Moore in.
Roy Moore.
You know,
our country is
because
is just bleeding hypocrisy. It's just so funny. 5 years ago, people who would call themselves Republican would say that it's disgusting that Bill Clinton was president and the things that he did to women. Now we have a president who did things to a bevy more. Now we know about somebody. Granted, I could take the argument that you heard about Clinton afterwards. Now that we're just voting people in that we have this history beforehand.
I was reading about Reagan the other day and how people didn't take him seriously because he was starring in movies like what was the other one? Bedtime for Bozo, where he's friends with a chimp.
Bonzo.
That's nothing compared to the reality TV personality we've voted in, the weird citrus golem person.
Our president squeezes in "you're fired" into speeches like he's
really?
Like he's got some sort of contract quota. It's.
Well, I mean, going back to what you're saying about Clinton, we knew Clinton was the womanizer before he became president.
Did we know that?
What? Yeah, because there were at least 2 times before that he'd already admitted to being an adulterer.
No,
wasn't JFK an adulterer, or do I have that?
Yes. It wasn't out there though. It was one of those Liberace things where it was like, is he really? He says his fiance, but I don't think he means fiance.
Yeah.
So that all you need to do is watch that Marilyn Monroe happy birthday thing, and that's not a friendly happy birthday.
So there's that, and then there's also the fact that rumor I should say that Kennedy was sleeping with one of the mob boss's girlfriends at the time.
You got that from Red Dwarf, didn't you?
Huh?
No, I'm joking. that was the subject of an entire episode, though. The fact that they stopped the assassination and he went on to become the first president with ties to the mafia, and the country just fell apart.
Well, the thing is that at the time, Kennedy couldn't get Chicago, to vote for him because they had the Teamsters Union. So they got Sinatra to go talk to the Teamsters unions, and basically promote Kennedy, and they all the unions wound up voting for him. He gets the presidency this way, and at the same time he met I think it's Sam Giancana's girlfriend, and was sleeping with her at the time.
Whoops.
And at the same time, once JFK becomes president, becomes our attorney general, and what's the first thing he does? He goes after the mob.
Yeah.
So that's why one of the theories of who killed Kennedy is the mob.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Wow.
Is the cat's name Frankenstein?
No, Frankenstein. I know.
References.
So
that's a Red Dwarf reference.
Yeah.
We should start our own stream, Wolf, about things CP doesn't get.
Red Dwarf stream. Just go ahead. Yeah, amongst other things. So, Raph, Emily, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming weeks?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting caught up on Star Wars, because then everybody will shut up. This post thing sounds interesting. No, I know you don't.
Anything?
I'm going to call my autobiography just what? You haven't seen ...
Yeah.
Here's my list.
I might actually make it a point to take you to see 3 Billboards, Emily. That's
okay.
That's quite high on the recommended list.
Okay.
You wanted to see Downsizing too, didn't you?
Yeah, that looks kind of interesting.
With
I want to know if they shrink down household pets also, just to minimize the risk of death.
Mom,
I'm sure there's a bunch of plot holes they'll go into in the movie.
That's kind of a curious thought, thinking that the humans, that when they get shrunk down they're only 5 inches tall, but they shrunk down like a cat. It's like
I'm sure there's all sorts of corruptions. Like the scientist is like, yeah, I'm going to shrink down my uncle and then crush him when he least suspects it. We don't want a world where the scientists are the largest people in civilization. That seems like a dangerous thing. Because I presume they would be the last to be shrunk. So I don't know, that could end very badly.
It does look like a cool movie, though.
It does. It looks interesting. It looks like a much further take on the Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, like that. A much more unique spin on it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so I'll start by the wrap-ups and say that this will gladly for me be the last time I'll be streaming from this location. As of January 1st, I'll be in
You didn't
Miami.
get to the second show with us yesterday because you had to run.
Yeah, and that had a lot to do with it, and this has a lot to do with it. This environment is volatile, is a really good way to put it. But as of January 1st, I'll be in a different place, so I'll have no excuses. But until then, we might have vloggy type videos with a special guest here on Will I Like It Reviews. Emily, what do you have coming up?
I'm going to review this Krampus Unleashed movie. Maybe Ice Cream Truck at some point before the new year, but we'll see. I don't know. Something along those lines.
That's two things. Usually you're talking about Marble Hornets for 4 months straight. So two projects is quite a big plate you got full there. Wolf.
Oh yeah, I'm working on my 25 Days of Christmas videos. It's a movie a day for 25 days of Christmas. You know? Man, last week totally got away from me, so I had to do 2 catch-up videos of like days 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. All cut up right now, and it's kind of fun. It's a little bit of everything. A lot of comedies, a lot of newer stuff. White Christmas in there, and It's a Wonderful Life, and of course, you know, it's no surprise to anyone that Miracle on 34th Street is my favorite movie, so it's going to be the last one I watch.
Oh, is that true? And there I was making fun of it.
Miracle on 34th Street is my all-time favorite Christmas movie.
Just not the version with Mara Wilson.
Yeah, just not that version. Just the one with Natalie Wood. You know.
Just don't take her.
No, so I've got that coming up. That's a movie a day, you know. So check those out.
Sounds good. You're gonna be busy.
Yeah, I did it for October. I did 31 days of Halloween. That was real fun. So this is not as bad. It's only 25 days. This is a week less, basically.
What kind of sit downs do you have coming up, or do you?
Right now, I don't have any sit downs. You know, set. I think we're supposed to have Tony Todd in a few weeks.
Yawn, no biggie. Just Candyman.
Yeah. Well, I had Kane. I didn't get a chance to have a sit down with Kane Hodder, but I did get to interview him on Wicked Horror.
Which is
is
that on the Dorkening YouTube page?
YouTube page.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a blast. I talked to him a lot. I mean, everyone was, like I said, different ways what we want to talk to our guests about. And I wanted to talk to him mainly about his days of being a stuntman and how he got into it.
See, I would have asked him what it would have been like to be the only guy in Friday the 13th to be both the killer and kill-e in a movie.
He brought that up on his own. So.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he? All right. That's neat.
Yeah. No, he talked about everything. I mean, check it out. It's over there on, like I said, it's the Wicked Horror over on the Dorkening, and he talks about everything. He was bullied as a kid.
I can believe that, actually.
It's hard to believe, you know, looking at him now with the stature that he has, but yeah, he was bullied as a kid, and he talked about how he got into stunt work, and it's just, to me, it's that's the stuff I like to hear, all the how and when you got into stuff, or what makes you uncomfortable type stuff.
Yeah.
Small bugs.
Yeah. So that's it for me. I mean,
well, no. We have two things that we have guaranteed from you. It's the AW and it's the social media diet tribe.
oh, we haven't got to that yet.
Oh yeah, we're wrapping it up, Sonny. We're
Oh, okay. Well,
please, it's my favorite part of the show.
oh wow, that's sad.
No pressure.
Well, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on the 13th Wolfman on YouTube. On Twitter, it's at the 13th Wolfman. Tumblr, 13th Wolfman the Prowl. Every Sunday in the Dorking, every Tuesday in Wicked Horror. So do the horror one with Kev. When we're done with that, we do the Wicked Horror reviews. Always once a month here on American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm.
Reviews. VidMe is no more, so you don't have to. I don't have a mirror channel there anymore. So.
And you guys doing something tonight?
Yeah, tonight we have Max Shirky. Italian. He's an Italian movie maker that makes
movies.
He makes movies, but he makes like low budget movies that look high budget.
Did I meet him?
I believe you have on one of the last shows you were on.
Right. I don't know what I can talk about, so I'll just let it go at that.
Yeah. So he's going to be on tonight, and I think that's it. I think we'll be doing one show tonight. Sometimes we do two, but that's the only one I know of.
And that's over on the Dorkening, which you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong.
No, it's over on the Dorkening.
Which can be it can be streamed live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So
yes, we stream live on Facebook, YouTube,
and Twitch too, right?
Twitch and Periscope.
All right, so that there's no excuses. There's no excuses.
So yeah, check it out. I mean, go to the YouTube channel, go to the Dorkening Facebook. You'll find the link. You can click on it, watch it. It's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's Leo, Kevin, myself, Tony, and Yo-Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes this fucking Momo.
You are part of the Dorkening family. So
I'm a kissing cousin. I'm a kissing cousin of the Dorkening.
You want to be on, man.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
It's fun having him on.
What a Christmassy way to end this.
Oh, that's right. This is the last time we'll be doing this year, this season.
When we come back, it'll be 2018.
Yep. So wish everybody a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you movie.